Hi everyone, I'm glad you're here. Thank you very much for joining me. Yes, I'm back. I got most of my things moved into my new home. I moved in with my son. It was a very stressful event. I want to thank everyone for their support. Yes, thank you. God bless you. You are angels in disguise. Living in a small town here in South Dakota, it was impossible to find anyone locally that I could hire to move me. It seems like most people either want to drink, use drugs, or play video games. I ended up hiring a national mover, even though it was here in town, American First. They were supposed to arrive last Friday, but then they never showed up, and I got a phone call that the truck broke down. So the next available date was going to be Sunday. I was given a time of about 9 o'clock in the morning that they were supposed to show up. Well, they didn't. They didn't show up until 12:30. Evidently, the truck came from Minneapolis, Minnesota. I did do a deposit. It's a national company. The first deposit I paid online. And then after the truck was loaded, I was to give them the remaining balance, which was then going to be added to what I was quoted for a price. An additional $400, which I flat out refused to do. The driver of the truck, who was Ukrainian, evidently has been living here for 22 years, said that I had used an additional 80 square or 80 cubic feet. They didn't stack it that well. Wasn't packed that well. His helper, now he was from Moldova, right there on the border with Ukraine. He only has been here for 3 months and supposedly didn't speak a word of English, which made it a little bit difficult in explaining what needed to be done, what I wanted taken and what I didn't want to take. They ended up not taking everything that I wanted because of the poor packaging, the stacking of the boxes, etc. So I called the main office for American First, the movers, and then I was told I was going to be given a credit for $400 and wouldn't have to pay the extra cost. After they get it loaded, then they tell you they want more money. So they brought everything into the house. I had emptied my 2 freezers. Everything fit into 3 large boxes, which ended up being put in the room. Everything was placed into a room. And instead of putting the frozen food in a separate location, saying, here's your food, you might want to get it back into your freezers. No, they put it in the farthest corner of the stack of all my boxes against the back wall. All the way, one box was crammed all the way up to the ceiling. And as you know, heat rises. Everyone that I talked to said that putting the frozen food that would have to go into the freezers right away, all the way in the back corner of the room was done on purpose. And I have to agree. So the next day I ended up moving, the entire load around in the room, putting some things away just so I could get into the room to find the frozen food. Luckily, it was all still frozen. In fact, the food was so cold that the inside of the boxes, they were just regular cardboard boxes, had ice on the inside of the cardboard of my frozen food. But the whole experience got me to thinking about trying to get help from people to move. It was suggested go to the high school, etc. They want to play video games. They're too busy. They already got plans. Many of them, drink, use drugs, or just want to party. They don't want to earn any extra money, I guess, because they get free money, many of these people, from the government. So a word of warning for any of you that might be thinking of moving in the future, what you might experience living in a small town, and try and find movers. There is 2 other movers here in Watertown, but none of them returned my phone call when I called them. One of them even advertised that they were a veteran-owned company. Never returned my call to get somebody to move me. So, Yeah, it's done. I'm glad. A lot of things were still left behind at my daughter's house. I don't know if I'll get that stuff back at a later date, but at least I am out of there and in my son's house where my cats can roam free. They're no longer locked up into a very small bedroom 24/7. They are very happy. My son also has a cat. They call him Brat. And they have 2 dogs, which are corgis. Really cute, loving little dogs. One is called Einstein and the other one is Scout. So I'll be posting videos of their pets and my cats and etc. later. But anyways, there was 2 earthquakes yesterday in Ohio, which is along this failed rift system, which is drawn out in red that I have here. This is called the Rome rift system. And you can see as of lately, yeah, there's been a lot of earthquakes along this rift system, which borders Virginia, yeah, and the Ohio, state of Ohio. But I'll tell you more about that in a minute. Both of these earthquakes occurred Monday afternoon. The first earthquake was reported in Jackson County, about 30 miles north of the Ohio River, around 3:04. Oh, actually, it was 3:04 p.m. 824 people said they felt this earthquake. So using Google Earth, we'll go to the location of that 3.1, right down here by Oak Hill. The depth of the earthquake was measured around 6 miles below the surface, according to USGS. All 4 seismographs in the Miami Valley area detected the earthquake, according to the Ohio Department of Natural Resources. USGS gave it an intensity level of 4, which means it was felt indoors by many, outdoors by a few. If anyone was sleeping or lying down, taking a nap, they would have been woken up. Dishes, windows, doors would have been rattling. Automobiles, if you were sitting in your car or truck, you would have noticed it rocking. Did you? Did you feel this first earthquake yesterday afternoon? If you did feel this earthquake, let me know. How long did it last? What did the motion feel like? Did you have vertigo? How did your pets react? So here's the felt map that USGS has, and it looks like the strongest, we got 2 locations. Oh, that one was intensity level 5. Wow. Now 5 says it was at least a magnitude 3, maybe to a magnitude 4. And we know that USGS often downgrades them. So they got some damage. What kind of damage do you have? Some breakage, things got thrown off the shelves or out of cupboards. Windows might have been cracked, crack in your plaster, maybe your foundation. Tall objects fell over. It looks like that was near Franklin Township. It looks like, and we got a river, a small creek over here. Let me bring this down, bring this up a little bit. And it looks like the other area is Green Township. Then we got Salt Creek Trap. Must be a name of a creek over there. So the other one would be down over here. Intensity level 5. They had 2 responses there. They got damage. What kind of damage do you have? I can't read that. Is it Saddleport? We got Hartford City, New Haven, which is close by. What else do we got? I can't. Rutland. Okay. Yeah. USGS says it was intensity level 4, but we got 5 here for 2 responses and 1 response there. They got damage. Just another indication that you're not earthquake prepared. Let's see, the farthest report. We got another. Oh, it's right on the West Virginia, Kentucky border. Or that report. And it says Fort Gay. Okay, then the furthest got, Cleveland. We got some reports from Cleveland. Intensity level 2, one report there. One report there. Mansfield, Ohio. Oh, Lima, Ohio. Wow. Okay, and there was what? Intensity level 2. One response there. Intensity level 4. One response, which would have been close to Train Township, Adams Township. Okay. Then at 5:58 p.m. local time, there was a magnitude 2.8 near Reno, Ohio. 37 people said that they felt that earthquake. It was 100 miles from Oak Hill, located also again along the Ohio-West Virginia border. Evidently, it had a shallower depth of 6.2 miles. 37 people sent in reports to USGS that they felt it. Did you feel it? Again, the farthest report to the north looks like close to Cleveland. And the furthest south would be, I think, Greens Township, maybe. Again, along the river. And let's go back up over here. Parksburg, I believe that is. Let's see. We got intensity level 3, 4 there, 2 there, 15 from close to, let's see if I can see a little town close to here. I can't read it. Okay. We got another 2 from there. And then we got another 2. Yeah, most of them are along the river there. So let's go to Google Earth and see the location for the magnitude 2.8. I'm sure a lot more people felt it than, sent in reports. You notice here we got a 2.2. That was from what date? Let's see, that was on the 28th of last month. Okay, so, yeah, here we got the Ohio River. The largest historic earthquake ever that occurred in Ohio was in 1937. It was estimated to be a magnitude 5.4. Let's see if I can find it. Looks like near Hardin County, right there, 1937. That was in the town of Anna, and it did a lot of damage. A lot of damage to schools and infrastructure, things like that. And, of course, the surrounding area. But going back to the Rome failed rift system, or the Rome trough, as they call it. Let me go back. Over here. It extends from western Virginia all the way to western Maryland and southwestern Pennsylvania. I got it drawn out. That red line all the way out. I got a lot of, I don't know if you can see it with all my little notes. Yeah, it probably extends all the way up to this other failed rift system, which is part of the New Madrid fault system. Yeah, it curves up around Michigan and comes all the way down here to the New Madrid fault system. Just another indication that our plates are moving. Yeah, a little bit at a time. But one day we're going to have this mighty push, more than likely, because the Earth's magnetic field is weakening, and we're seeing more and more earthquakes. So there's today's 2.8, and there's the 3.1 right there. Are you earthquake prepared for what's coming? Yeah, as the Earth's magnetic field gets weaker and weaker, we are going to see more and more earthquakes, larger earthquakes, in some very diverse places. We will also have volcanic eruptions. The last time that the Earth's magnetic field, scientists are not in agreement to how fast the magnetic field reversed. It kind of bounced around on the Earth like dimples to a golf ball to different places until it finally settled down to where it is now. But in the last time that the Earth's magnetic field reversed, it took anywhere between 2,000 to 10,000 years. And during that period, there was great earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and like I said, the Earth continent actually moved. So, yeah, it's not going to just happen overnight. It's going to take some time when it does decide to finally reverse or flip, whichever you want to call it. So thank you very much for your support once again. I am so glad to be moved. My cats are very happy. Yes, God bless each and every one of you. And thank you for those of you who have given me mental support, emotional support. Please stay safe. Always be prepared for disaster. And I will talk to you later. God bless you all. Bye.